Welcome to the Range Top 10s. Today we're counting down the top 10 boiler explosions of all time. Number 10. The New York Telephone Company building explosion. On October 3rd, 1962, a boiler exploded in a New York Telephone Company building in Upper Manhattan, killing 23 and injuring 94 people. That's one way to start your day off. Number 9. HMS Thunderer. HMS Thunderer was one of two Devastation-class ironclad turret ships built for the Royal Navy in the 1870s. On July 14, 1876, Thunderer suffered a disastrous boiler explosion which killed 45 people. One of her boilers burst as she proceeded from Portsmouth Harbor to Strokes Bay. The explosion killed 15 people instantly, including her commanding officer, around 70 of whom were also injured, 30 of whom later died. When you name a ship after thunder, you gotta be sure it's not gonna blow up on you like this one. Number 8. USS Tulip. USS Tulip was a 183-ton steamer acquired by the Union Navy during the American Civil War. Not long after departing from St. Inigo's, Maryland, her engineers, against all orders, began supplying steam to the starboard boiler. When abreast Ragged Point, east of Ragged Point Beach, the boiler exploded and tore the fragile ship apart, killing 47 men instantly of the 57-man complement. Of the 10 survivors, 2 later died of their injuries. This is why you should never mess with a damaged boiler. Number 7. Grover Shoe Factory disaster. The Grover Shoe Factory disaster was an industrial explosion, building collapse and fire that killed 58 people and injured 150 when it leveled the R.B. Grover Shoe Factory in Brockton, Massachusetts on March 20th, 1905. Following a boiler explosion, the 4-story wooden building collapsed and the ruins burst into flames, incinerating workers trapped in the wreckage. We should all be thankful this resulted in good regulation so that this doesn't happen again. Number 6. USS Bennington. USS Bennington was a member of the Yorktown class of steel-hulled twin-screw gunboats in the U.S. Navy in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. As it was preparing to set sail, there was a problem with one of the boilers. It caused an explosion that sent men and equipment into the air. It killed 65 people, making it one of the worst naval peacetime disasters of all time. Number 5. The Hague Street Explosion. You may think this is happening in the Netherlands, but no. The Hague Street Explosion occurred in February 4th, 1850, in New York City, when a boiler exploded at a printing press manufacturer. The blast killed 67 people, injured around 30, and sent thousands running into the streets. That's one way to wake up. Number 4. SS Mazelle. The Mazelle was a riverboat constructed at Fulton Shipyard in Cincinnati, Ohio. On April 25th, the Mazelle, piloted by Captain Isaac Perrin, suffered a boiler explosion just east of Cincinnati, killing 160 of its estimated 300 passengers. The boat had just pulled away from a dock near the neighborhood of Fulton when all 4 boilers simultaneously suffered a catastrophic failure, resulting in the total destruction of the ship, from the paddle wheels to the bow. Number 3. Steamship Pulaski disaster. The Steamship Pulaski disaster was the term given to the June 14, 1938 explosion on board of the American steam packet ship Pulaski. About 57 persons survived, 128 lost. Her starboard boiler exploded at around 11 p.m., causing massive damage as the ship was traveling from Savannah, Georgia to Baltimore, Maryland. She sunk in under an hour. Number 2. The Steamboat Pennsylvania was a side-wheeler steamboat which suffered a boiler explosion in the Mississippi River and sank near Ship Island at Memphis, Tennessee on June 13, 1858. Estimates at the time put the passenger manifest at 450, with an initial loss of life at 250 people. Before we get to number 1, we have to go through the honorable mentions. SS Gazelle. The Gazelle was an early side-wheeler ship that did not operate for long due to a catastrophic boiler explosion less than a month after its starting voyage. It killed 24 people and injured an unknown but very large amount. And now, number 1, the Sultana disaster. The Sultana was a commercial side-wheel steamboat which exploded and sank on the Mississippi River on April 27, 1865, killing 1,167 people in what remains the worst maritime disaster in United States history. Although it was designed at the capacity of only 376 passengers, she was carrying 2,128 when the 3 of the boat's full boilers exploded and caused it to sink at Memphis, Tennessee. The disaster was overshadowed by the events surrounding the end of the Civil War, and therefore was not talked about, and no one was ever held accountable for the tragedy. That's it for Deranged Top 10s. See you next time when I cover something more deranged.